Hello everyone, this is Daniel, and yeah, I think PewDiePie is going to attack my religion, and yes, I am a Christian. So I am going to do the background first, which is going to do the majority, which is going to take on majority of the video, and then the actual answer and why I think that's going to happen. So the majority is going to be why I think that's why I the background of PewDiePie, and I think I know exactly what it's all about, and this should be part of the answer. So basically, he's been attacking Jews. He has been, quite frankly, I mean, I don't know if he's been doing it secretly or not, but I think he's been attacking Jews, and also he's been promoting certain amount of hate that I think is questionable towards YouTube. He has been like spraying the camera like it's spraying you, and he's talking in ways that are kind of demeaning. So if you really want to know what's going on, it's basically that he's been listening to stuff that is not okay, in my opinion. I think you should stop listening to things like books like it's basically the book all about. I mean, the book that was back in the 70s that was started by a neo-Nazi who was originator of a neo-Nazi, and who was basically got the ideas from KKK and all that. I don't mean to say that to be negative. I mean to say that to really make yourselves wonder if he's really. I mean, he knows all of this stuff. When he basically recommended some people that were on YouTube, and he was basically promoting people on YouTube. Basically, these people got plenty of views, but there was this one guy that he knew, and he basically he saw all this stuff that he even knew that. I mean, he knew some of the secret stuff about how they salute this one guy. I mean, he's secretive about these things, but I think the way he's been acting, that's kind of very. I mean, he's pointing something out that he is trying to do a little bit of damage towards a certain group, like even black people, Jewish people, and all that. And he's also been promoting all kinds of stuff like eating bleach. It's kind of the thing he was promoting before, and kids have been defacing the most sacred things to military in the United States because of him. And let me point this out, because he's been kind of even promoting social, like, what is that? What is that thing called? Socialism is one of them, but also he's been supporting Russia, and he's been supporting Vladimir Putin. He's been supporting communism. That's the word. He's been really pushing on supporting communism. And that's a scary thing. And I think, honestly, the kids, except for Russians, which they have been listening to lies anyway, every kid but the Russians should quit listening to him. I believe that the little kids, especially the 7 to 9 year olds, have been literally listening to him too much, and they've been promoting hate to him. I'm telling you, this is like literally, I would say, 98 million people listening to him, and he's the most popular guy on YouTube. And he's also been, quite frankly, you know, what's the word? I mean, he's been literally doing things, and children's minds are very fragile. So the 7 to 9 year olds, they listen to him and they think that's a good idea to do. these things kind of things like that in it's a subscribe to even subscribe to PewDiePie kind of thing, and they've been doing it on like things like the gravestone for the many people that died, in war. Sorry, I have an itchy nose. And he basically went on and said, "Oh, don't do that." But the kids have been promoted, kind of like he's been promoting them, and then they've been promoting others to do that. So, I mean, PewDiePie, I think you should tell your, I think you should tell your 7 to 9 year olds to stop even listening to you, and I think that you should tell your 7 to 9 year olds to actually just not even see your stuff because of what you've been promoting. Because obviously, these little kids are getting many horrible ideas to deface make property thing make things of property, and who knows what else they could deface. I've been praying for you to actually say something about what I said. To actually, I've been praying for you to actually even say something about what I said about the kids. And obviously, PewDiePie, I think you should be a lot more careful what you say on YouTube. And I think I've seen you inside out right now because you've been listening to this one author that really started the neo-Nazis and the division. He's been like the author of the 70s book. I don't know what it's called, but that book has been the most popular for neo-Nazis. It produced like half a million books within his time span, and also, half a million in America, and that book has a nuclear device blowing up DC. So did you read this stuff? I hope not, and I bet you will say no. But I wonder if you really do. Obviously, all this is kind of like all deformation. You say, "Oh, I don't do that," but instead, you're kind of like a hypocrite. And let me point something out. All nations I know of, even China, have been literally confused about the Jewish people. Now, the worst thing you can ever say to a Jewish person, and ever do to one, is threaten death and harm them with death. And PewDiePie, you threatened death on them. And the next thing, that's the worst thing you can do, is ignore the fact that you've done that. Don't say it on every video, but just say, I've said something very bad about the Jewish, and I am sorry about that. Don't ignore it. That's the worst thing you can do. And I believe that many people have been growing on that, and it's been spreading like a cancer, like a wildfire. I meant to say. Well, I should say that it's. It's been spreading really rapidly, and of course, it's really. It's so bad that there's a movie called The Hunt. People, I know you know that movie. And I believe you're gonna say something about the Christians. Let me get to the point. The Jewish have been doing some really, questionable stuff about religion since the Pharisees. Then the Gnostics came. I believe that the people were attacking Jewish people since the mid 2000s, the mid 2005. Now we're having an epidemic of that. The Christians started that, and the Gnostics started 20 years later. they claim to be Christians. Do you get the point? Now, hold on. I have to move on the floor because of stupid Wi-Fi is getting a little weird. It's getting wonky. 2 bars. Like I said, the Gnostics started 20 years after Jesus Christ was for us, and then the Pharisees rejected that, and then some of the Christians started rejecting Jesus as well. So basically, I mean, what does it say about us? I mean, 2005, 2015, that's 15 years later, and maybe the Gnostics did start 15 years after the Pharisees rejected Jesus, and so that the false Christians after the Jewish people. But the Jewish people, some of them are actually good people. They're actually genuine people. They're believers of God. Yet on the other hand, it's the Christians that are also genuine too. It's the Gentiles, and they are also bad too. So in that regard, my religion, my Christianity has been, honestly, it's been really bad in some cases. I would say some of the Catholic people, the rapists and all that, they've gotten really offhand, and so have some of the Jews. So I believe 20 years later, it's going to be one of the main attacks. It's going to be on Christianity. There will be many people called the Antichrist. And the people that are called that are the people that are calling themselves the actual Antichrist, and they will, basically, like I said, do things like PewDiePie might do in the future. I believe that PewDiePie will assail, attack, do horrible things, and say horrible things about the Christians. Like he said about the Jewish people, I believe 2 years ago. Maybe even 3 years ago. But I believe it was somewhere in 2017, so I would say 2 years ago. I would say 2.5 years ago. Or quite possibly 3.5 years ago. I don't know which year it was, 2016 or 2017, But what he said was pretty awful. And I bet the next bad thing is going to happen with Christians. Or it's probably going to be even worse. Because Christians are going to be what we call, people are going to be literally awestruck by Christianity. They're going to be confused. They're going to be blinded, like stupefied by the actual Christians because they don't understand what a Christian is. Because this is my point right now, that we have not done so nice things, and now yeah, people are going after us, and that's why I think that's going to happen. Anyway, I'm tired and I'm done, okay? Bye.